And we have to go through that struggle often to be able to get to those successes.
We just love racing together, and that's all we can ask for.
14, 15, come on! Let's go!
Can the team bond get any stronger than it is at Hebron?
Yeah, it really can. It really can.
Let's go! You gotta get up! Come on! Hey, so now you gotta go! Right? We gotta be aggressive in these laps. Let's go!
Welcome to our track banquet. Here we go. First, I want to recap the season. Just want to let you guys know for the meets we ran, you ran great. You ran wonderful. You did everything that needed to be done. I want to make sure I point out for our JV kids, anybody that ran JV, y'all were doing excellent. We had several kids that were competing at the varsity level. Literally just killing it out there, improving every single meet. By the time they hit the fourth meet, I was like, man, I was really making a decision where I was going to have to move y'all up to varsity or not. So I'm excited to see it, especially how y'all do next year. For my varsity kids, that's exactly how you start a season. That's it. That was perfect. You literally came out there by the third meet, you had either equaled your PR or you were better than your PR already. At that fourth meet at Prosper, we had already had 10 kids ranked in the top 10 in our region. That's it. I'm sorry that it got cut short. I understand that, and it hurts me. It hurts my heart a lot. I know it hurts Coach Capone and Coach Sokop's heart a lot, but again, y'all still had a great season, even though it was really short. With that being said, though, we're going to still award the kids that we feel deserve to receive these. And so I'm going to get started with the first person. So this first person came out to us late as a senior. He was out there, energy, always high-spirited, always giving everything he got, willing to accept all the information that we were willing to give to him. At the meets, he was always asking, where's that flag, Coach? Where's that flag? Can I run the flag around and make sure they know we're here? I couldn't ask for a better person like that. That's the type of people we need to get things going. And that person was Franklin Estrada for Most Spirited for the Guys. Okay, the next person, this was supposed to be kind of her year to come back, if you will. She was always at practice, making sure to help out our younger teammates. She was showing high energy, high effort. She didn't play any games. We all know that. And that's because she's willing to do the things necessary to get to the goal. She was always willing to pick people up when they're down. She was always willing to tell you if you were doing something wrong as well. And I think sometimes that comes at a hard price, but that person is Anaya Clemens. The next person is one of those people that is willing to do the things right when no one's watching. And I think that matters the most. This person is willing to pick people up when they're down. They're willing to go out of their way to assist others. And they're willing to do the right thing all the time. And they're willing to give their all, even though sometimes they may come up short because they know it's just a process that you have to go through. And so the person that is going to receive our character award is Matthew Alvarez. Okay? This next person, she's one of those ones that I feel she's really tough because sometimes she runs so many events, she does so many things, and she's willing to take the backseat for the team. I think that's hard to do. It's very hard to do. Some people don't want to do that, but she's willing to do that for the team because she knows there's a bigger purpose to it sometimes. And so she's also willing to pick people up. She's also willing to do the right thing when no one's watching. And so the person that will receive that character award here is Khalees Armstrong. Okay, the next person I'm going to turn over to Coach Capo.
All right. Right, we're getting up to Rookie of the Year, right? So we're looking at who first year on the team makes an impact, comes in, wants to contribute. Even if you're running JV, you could still end up being Rookie of the Year, and often that's the case because you start making the case for yourself early on that you want to be a varsity type athlete. So for the boy, and it's really tough because we had a lot of good young boys like Coach Pyron talked about on the JV side showing up. The one that we ultimately ended up going with was already reaching for varsity times, competing in a couple of varsity races because those were the spots that we had available. He constantly shows up, pushes those other young boys to be the best that they can be. Super proud of them, super excited about the whole group of them. But this guy's just been showing up and just pushing that little bit extra over the top, which then makes him stand out as Rookie of the Year, and that's going to be Ryan McKee. Then back to Coach Pyron.
All right, this next girl here, again, she made a huge impact, literally like first meet for me. Again, this rookie, she showed up, she was on the track, first meet, nerves. I said, look, no race strategy, just go run hard. That's it. Just go run hard, show me what you can do. And literally shocked me. I was like, oh, shoot. And then by that fourth meet or so, she dropped the time and I was like, okay, should I put her on varsity? Should I? But she was so young and she was so fresh and ready to do anything and willing to do everything to kind of get to the next level. At practice, she wanted to be in that upper group. She literally was like, Coach, what does it look like for me to be in that next group? What do I need to do to get there? She was willing to go above and beyond. She worked extremely hard. I'm excited to see what she can do next year. And that is Kat Smith.
All right, back up. So right now we're going to be looking at outstanding leadership, right? So Coach Pyron's hit on a couple of people, and that's the great part, is we probably have a team full of people getting the award that stand out as leaders on our team. The exciting part is looking for who even takes that, right? So who's the creme de la creme, right? We want you to rise to the top of the top. And so the person that definitely stood out to me, especially as we went into this whole, opportunity to be at home and not do anything, was who took on leadership during that time, right? So not while we're talking about season and that's where you showed up to compete, it's like we are always pushing that we want you to be better as you leave us and we want you to constantly pass that on to other people. And so the person that I know showed up and not only brought himself and pushed himself to be better, but constantly was out there timing other people in workouts, getting other people to workouts, emailing, text messaging, always reaching out and pushing people to be the best. And I think he really saw the value in showing up for other people as things kind of shut down for him at the end of his senior year. He was showing up and making sure that freshman group that he'll never get to compete with again at Hebron High School is going to continue on. And so he had his little group of 4 or 5 guys out there training on the track, doing these workouts, 6 weeks in, no more track season, still getting it in. And that guy this year is going to be Ross McKee. Then as far as on the girls' side, right? So this girl, I can't believe how young she is because the way that she shows up all the time. I give her a hard time even when things don't go that way. And so I feel like from day one she's shown up as a senior type of leadership, but she's really young on our team. She's always checking in with me, letting me know what's going on. As a head coach, I miss out opportunities to be at certain places. And so she covers that for me. She's constantly up at the throws, letting me know who's doing what, how they're showing up, what's the progress up there, what equipment is needed, what things could make their event area, go as high as the rest of the track team that we're pushing forward. And so really she's almost like an assistant coach, and she's only a sophomore in high school and super competitive as well, which is awesome to be around. And so this year's outstanding leadership for the girls is going to be Skylar Bowman. And then from there, pass it back to Coach Pyron.
All right, so the next award I'm going to talk about is the most improved athlete. This person, when I first think of him, I think of the challenges that he faces with just kind of personality. He's very strong-minded. He's very much, he wants to be the best, but it's kind of sometimes that mindset that you have to change. And so this most improved doesn't necessarily mean they had the most improved time, but even though he did have very successful drops in his times. It also has to deal with your mentality. And I think this year was big for him. Definitely, we challenged him. We challenged him hard. We pushed him. We're like, look, you can be whatever you want to be, but you have to step up to the plate. You got to be willing to improve these things. You got to accept these challenges. And so I think he did just that. Towards the end of the season or towards the middle of the season when it kind of ended for us, like, to me, he was a new athlete, a different athlete. He stepped on the track differently. He did his warm-up differently. He knew what it took now. He kind of or understood what it took. And I know at the beginning of the season, he got on our nerves. He was hard to deal with. But that's just because he knew what he wanted to do. He just didn't know how to get there. And so we had to kind of point him in the right direction to do it. And so, but once he figured that out, and once he understood that we had his back and we always wanted the best for him, that the sky's the limit for him. And so the most improver is Jalen Betts. Okay, this young lady in my class, 24/7 during lunch, she also got on my nerves, but I enjoyed her personality, quirky. I think this year was her first year that she actually did track the entire season. And I told her at the beginning, I was like, okay, yeah, you're gonna shock yourself. And I think she would agree. She shocked herself. She had goals set for herself, and I remember I think it was the second meet, we sat down, and she's like, Coach, I don't know, I don't think I'm doing enough. I want to do this, I want to do that. I think I need to be doing this. I told her, hey, hold on, pump the brakes. There's a process. You have to go through the process, and it's a day-by-day thing. It's not an instant gratification thing. It takes the time. So once you do that, then you'll start seeing the results. And she understood that the results will come. And so next meet, boom, next meet, boom, that fourth meet, boom. She was killing it, dropping times left and right. And I think it all has to do with her mind change and her goals that she set for herself. And our most improved athlete for the girls is Kennedy Llewellyn. All right, this next person I'm going to talk about is for the Silver Bullet Award. Well, first let's kind of explain it briefly, just a little bit. So the Silver Bullet Award is an award for a person that's tough, that's kind of gritty, that's going to get in there, that's willing to kind of go above and beyond and willing to get into the action. Things might not be the best, but they're willing they're going to fight for the team, no matter what. No matter what situation you kind of put them in, they're that person. You can basically ride or die. Like, you can really trust that this person's going to give you everything. And so this person, to me, is a freshman, and the only reason I think they deserve this is because I know what they had to kind of go through in the mornings, and then still come out to practice and do all the kind of hard things, even when they had the nagging injuries, even when they they had other stuff to do, they were willing to come out and kind of still grind it out because they know the team needed them. And I also know this person is going to be an exceptional athlete for us next year. Like, I know they're going to shine. If they continue to do what they did, what I've seen in the previous year, next year, there's no doubt about it in my mind. And this person's always willing to grit it out. I mean, I know he, for a fact, was like, let me be fourth grade. Coach, it don't matter where we are. I got it. I'm going to get it. And I was like, okay, shoot. I was like, hold on, pump the brakes. We got a plan here. And I feel like this person is Trenton. Okay, turn it over to Coach Capo.
All right, so obviously that brings up the silver bullet for the girls. Coach Martin already hit on a bunch of those traits. The person that showed up for us on the girls' side is someone that hasn't always had the easiest route to being the silver bullet. That's where that toughness, that grit, that grind and determination comes in. It's like it wasn't easy. And the good part is they kept showing up. It wasn't always the way that they would want it to be, and yet they're always performing at the highest level possible and making sure that there's an impact from them being there. They're excited and interested in every event that's going on. They're excited and interested in being the absolute best they can be. And so the young lady that it is, every year that I've coached her, and I have no doubt that it would have been the same this season, and I said this at the cross-country banquet as well, has gone to state, right? So every season that we've had, that we've completed, has ended with her ending up at a state meet. And so I believe the same thing would have happened, right? And again, we always say it doesn't matter what happens early season, doesn't matter what other people are doing. But the last race that she got to run, she got to beat people that were performing at the highest level, that have been state champions and things of that sort. And so that's why this year the Silver Bullet Award goes out to Keaton Morrison. Then from here, we're going to go into our final award, right? So as you can see, when we don't have you guys to applaud and cheer for us and give out the awards, we get through this a little bit quicker.
Quick.
But the thing is, so we're at most valuable athlete. To be most valuable athlete at Hebron track, you got to think there's a good, even if you don't see them at the meets, we have a good interchangeable 200 to 250 kids that come in and out of our program in different events. And so there's a ton to choose from, which does make it really hard. And so you're always looking for who's showing up, with the opportunity to really impact themselves, impact the team, and make it where when people see Hebron track out there at a meet that, oh man, like they bring it. They bring it to that other level type of thing. And so this guy definitely is someone that surprised, I think, not just me, but the teammates that he had, the other coaches on the team, and especially I'm sad that the year got cut short because I think he was really starting to see like exactly how great he is. And so he would get out there, he'd run, whatever races you asked him to, even if it was races that he didn't prefer to do, which that shows up as a leader. And then, of course, when you get to competed the best that he possibly could and went out there to win races and went out there to chase people down. And it didn't always go exactly the way that he would like, but gosh, man, he really showed up. And so from the 3,200 to the 800 to the 1,600, and then we threw him in the 4x4, and me and Coach Power on both looking at our watch like, did that just happen? And so that probably gives it away for a lot of you. But this kid split a 49 in the 4x4 and loved running and loved being a part of that team and was like begging to be out there. And so our most valuable athlete this year is going to go to Isaac Butterer. Bam. And then lastly, the ladies.
So the first thing I think about when talking about this lady is when it goes all the way back to her freshman year. I know me and the coach there, we just kind of realized that she's a worker. Like we didn't know, we knew she had some talent, but we knew she worked and she wanted to be the best she could. And she was willing to, sometimes they say leadership isn't necessarily talking about it, but doing it as well. Sometimes, your actions show. And so I was just like, okay, let's just see how it turns out. How does it go outside of your freshman year? Everybody works their freshman year because, you're new. You want to make sure you make a name for yourself. But then her sophomore year rolls around. So her freshman year is not like she ran slow or anything. Like still did exceptionally well. So then her sophomore year rolls around and she's still working. She's still grinding. She was willing to go above and beyond, asking questions. She's like, okay, what do I do about this? What do I do about that? How can I help my team out? She was always involved in everything and trying to be the best person and the best athlete she could be. Then she had a small injury. And so I'm like, okay, what kind of setback is this going to be for her? She decided that it's a setback for my running right now because I can't run, but it's not going to change my mindset. So, she was working outside of that. She was helping do all these other things outside of just the track, understanding that it's still a valuable part of the team, because it's being selfless, yes, I'm injured right now, but I'm also going to be willing to commit my time to my teammates. Yeah. So then her next year rolls around. She's like, okay, I'm going to get it back. I'm grinding. I'm working. Again, a season that didn't go the way she wanted, but she's like, I'm still here. I'm never going to stop. And I think sometimes that's hard because everybody wants it when they want it. They don't know when it's going to happen. They want it when they want it. It's like, I want it right now. Everybody wants it right now. Not willing to continue to go that extra mile. Not willing to continue to work. You always see that picture where somebody's digging. And the mind is right there. You just don't know it, though. And they stop and they walk away like, I'm done. I can't do it no more. She decided not to. She's like, nope. I know what my goal is, and I'm going to get there. Her senior year rolls around, and the worst happens. Obviously, we don't want the season to get cut short. There's no way. But every single day, I can attest to that she went out and practiced like it was her last practice. It didn't matter to her. She was like, I'm going to this practice. I'm going to practice like it's my last practice. She did everything. And so that's why she was able to, even with 2 seasons maybe not going the way she wanted to, still get a scholarship to go to SFA, still do the things necessary. And so the most valuable athlete for the girls is Abigail Amon. We want to make sure, I know it's a tough time, the season ends short like this, and it can never be expected, ever. But I'll say that I feel like you seniors, I think y'all showed true grit, true determination, and true leadership in a time like this. Like the question is like, when things stopped, are you going to stop or are you going to keep going? Are you going to say that this is it for me or are you going to continue working. And I think a lot of you stepped up to the plate with that. I think you decided that, okay, until they say this is like really the end, I'm going to keep working. Several of you still holding practices, having people come up whenever they could, until basically it got completely shut down. But y'all were still trying to do what you could to make sure that if everything came back, you didn't lose a day. And I think that shows kind of the character, the leadership that we have on our team. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, man. But I also want to make sure that we do, right, take the time to thank the parents. I can't imagine that it's been easy. To the coaches that have been out there doing it, to the booster club that's helped raise funds and get all these things on our wish list to be able to give these kids the best opportunities possible. We know that that's a big deal. We don't underestimate that and underestimate what that takes for y'all. And so there's senior parents that are, didn't get to experience that last year with their kids competing in high school. And so I know that takes a toll too, and we sometimes overlook that. Which is the greatness of parents, is they're willing to put those kids first. They're willing to put the team and the interests of their kids before a lot of other things. And so I think that plays a huge part. As far as for myself, I want to make sure that I do my best, and I thank our coaches. While we didn't get to go through a full season, there's still tons of planning, tons of time that we had to put in. I've said it year over year. As far as that, this job would never get done if Coach Pyron wasn't here, and I treat him like he's the head track coach because I think he owns it like he's the head track coach. I don't know that we would be near the program we are without him constantly showing up that way and bringing that effort and attention to all those kids, because we're limited. We only have the coaches that we have, and so every opportunity that we get to pour into them, and especially when someone can give everything they got to them like Coach Pyron does, plays a huge factor in them growing, right? When I got to Hebron High School, I don't know the exact number off the top of my head, but it was like 43 in the track class. This coming fall, to give you an idea, in the track class, we have 113 kids signed up. I would love to sit there and be like, yeah, that's me, and beat my chest. And the thing is, I know that's not me at all. That's from Coach Pyron's passion, is his love for being out there with those kids. And so for me, I definitely, which I get he's hearing, so he's hearing it, but I want to share that with all of y'all too, that I hope you stop, take a moment, think about the type of coaches that you get to be around and be able to reflect on that and say thank you, because I'm definitely grateful. So I definitely do appreciate Coach Pyron and that love and attention that he gives the program and those athletes. Lana Sokup was her first year back. Obviously, a lot of Hebron kids and Hebron coaches and Hebron parents know her. And so for her, right, I mean, to be out there sacrificing tons, and her got kids in all sorts of different sports going on, and has a young kid at home, and has a husband that, is just taking a new job, and she's out there giving her all every single day to your athlete's development. I mean, I think that says something about someone. I hope, right, that a lot of time we're not leading by what we say, we're leading by what we do. And I think that Lana does that, with the work ethic that you see her show up every day with. She's showing up to show, yeah, you can have stuff going on. Absolutely. She gets it. She knows that. And you can still perform at a very high level. And so I definitely want to make sure that I thank her. She's been with me through cross country and track, so she knows all my craziness and the level of work that we put into all this. And, and I think that plays a huge factor in how good we've become in a short time at Hebron. And then, of course, like Coach Pyron was hitting on, this wasn't the ideal year, and so we could only control what we can control. We couldn't control the shutting down of things, but we could control our attitudes. We could control our working. We can make sure that when this is all over with, that we're a closer team, that we're better educated, that we're better prepared for things ahead of us. And I hope that you've had some time to reflect on that, and it hasn't just been, summer break and here it is and all that. It's like I say it and I still say it. It's like, make sure that we come out of this in a better place. I hope that you've gotten to spend some more time with your family and go, man, like every once in a while I need to slow down and just enjoy that. I hope that you've gotten to read a good book. I hope you've gotten to get in some good workouts. I hope you're in better shape. I hope that you're, better able to articulate things and communicate with people. I hope that a lot of those things have happened for you. And so I'm very, like Coach Pyron said, very proud of how much you've shown up to things. And I look forward. I mean, guys, we're not coming back as just Hebron track, like, oh, well, just another year. It's like, oh, no, like, there's a purpose. There's a mission. There's things that we want to do. You see the sign over here, about being state champs. Like, that's not it's kind of fun and playful this year. It's like, oh, that's not the fun and playful of every year. Like, we want to earn that, right? We want to earn that every single year. And if you're not thinking that way, then again, it's probably not the best program for you. But again, we invite you to be a part of that. So we thank you, parents, seniors especially. Always have a sweet spot. We appreciate everything you've done.
Thank you.
Bam. We have.
This is probably my 5th time recording this.
Hey, it's Anaya, your favorite senior.
Hey guys, I guess
as a runner here, and yeah, kind of got screwed a lot by that one thing we had, or we're still going through.
Action.
Hi, my name is Ross McKee. I ran all distance events through my 4 years in track.
My name is Ethan Enderlin. I'm a graduating senior from Hebron High School, ran track.
Hi, my name is Navaya Pantoja. I've been on the cross country and track team the past 4 years.
Hello, this is Miguel Garcia. I run for distance at Hebron cross country, and yeah, this is my last year.
My name is Nathan Carcino. I did track here for 4 years. I did triple jump and long jump.
I'd say my favorite memory, or one of the most favorite things I like to do, especially it was on meet days. Just going out there with the whole team, getting ready to compete, getting all this energy, getting the adrenaline rush right before your race, warming up. Meet days were awesome, incredible experience that I'm definitely gonna miss for sure coming from Hebron.
So, my favorite memory, I guess, for all my 4 years was probably just my sophomore year. The guys team won district, and that was like the most hype thing ever because we won the 4x4, which was the last event, and it ended up putting us ahead of Marcus into first place, and they had to recount the score because they had originally messed it up and said that Marcus had won. And so that was a really cool experience. We took a victory lap around them and stuff. And the bus ride home was just, that was an awesome ride home. So that was definitely my favorite memory by far.
One of my fondest memories is doing steeplechase this year, with Jake. But it wasn't really the race, which was the fondest memory. It was just more of let me explain to you. So beforehand, Jake and I were the only Gavin, but he got, in a little loop. And Jake and I were supposed to be racing, or we raced steeplechase. And we thought it was just going to be us and our parents, and no one else. And not we were going to not have anybody from the team go. And then out of nowhere, Bobby and Hunter, and I forgot who else, came along, which was meant a lot to us. And it was funny because during the race you could see Bobby in one of the pictures. Bobby's just running around in circles as fast as he could, keeping up with us, which is meant a lot, and it really shows how valuable a teammate is, even when you're about to die on the line. But it meant a lot.
Breaking the 4x4 relay the first time, freshman year, for the first time, I felt like I accomplished something running for Hebron track.
my very limited experience would probably be Texas Distance Festival my junior year. That was probably one of my best races. I think that's still my 800 PR. But that was one of my best races, and everyone there pretty much PR'd, and it was just a cool experience to be around so many people that I really hadn't been able to meet or talk to since I was so new to the sport, so new to the team. So that was a crazy experience.
Sophomore year Texas Relays. So at Texas Relays, I was hyped. I was ready to run. Yes, I was so nervous, but I was so excited at the same time. You're running in front of thousands of people. You see college athletes run up close and personal. You get to handshake the college athletes. You walking around the same campus as the college athletes. It's it's so cool.
Sophomore year when we won district, and we did a little victory lap in Marcus's face. So we were just having a big fun all time.
I'd probably say going to A&M with you guys. Indoor track was a culture shock for me. It was absolutely amazing. I loved every second of it, and you guys made it unforgettable.
My favorite memory would have to be Texas Relays our junior year. I got to run the Open 100. Not a lot of people get to run opens at Texas Relays, so I felt like that was a very good memory for me. And we all had fun as a team. We got to ride scooters, and Kennedy did vlogs, and we just got to bond. And it didn't have to be all about track after everyone got done running.
Not really a specific memory, but the spike ball and like the games we'd play after practice, I always thought those were super fun, and like we were always looking forward to those after practice if we were to do it or not.
My favorite Hebron track memory was going to Texas Relays my sophomore year. I had such a cool and fun experience. I remember I was actually going as an alternate, but ended up running on the 4x4 as an anchor leg, which was very, very nerve-wracking, but it was definitely worth it in the end.
Okay. So my favorite memory from track this year was definitely at Texas A&M indoor meet. It was that Thursday night. I remember we went to Olive Garden right before the first day of the meet. For some reason, Kobe steak came into the conversation. And I remember as a kid, my father told me that the cows made from Kobe steak, they never touched the ground. They were suspended in midair. And so I shared that fact with them. And I remember, especially Kate, she got on to me, and like everyone just started being like, what? Why doesn't a cow touch the ground? That's ridiculous. And we got into like a 30-minute conversation or argument discussing whether or not the cow touched the ground. It never touches the ground. And that's just my favorite memory because all of us were all laughing to the point where we couldn't even answer the waiter for him to get our order.
And my favorite memory of Hebron track would be just hanging out with the teammates every day and going to practices and competing, and especially the track Olympics last year, my junior year. That was actually my first track Olympics because I was in the basketball class, but that was a lot of fun. The camaraderie was really, really strong, and I just enjoyed it a lot.
My favorite memory of Hebron track was actually this past year. We were all at Capel, and it was at the end of the day we were watching our 4x4 relay, and you know, I saw the whole team. I don't think one person was watching. We were all cheering on for our 4x4 team, which everyone knows it's like the most exciting event to watch.
And then probably what I'm gonna miss the most is just like my teammates every single day. You know, like everybody, the camaraderie was just awesome because it didn't matter like you know what event you did. It was just like everybody, you know, was there for you. Everybody cheered you on when you raced and stuff. You know, I mean, it really truly was like one big family, and I think that just like, I mean, you don't really get that in many other sports.
Running with the teammates on the 4x4 because it's like the last event and like everyone gets together cross country, field event, throwers and like jumpers, and it's just amazing to see the whole team come together and cheer on like the relay. And it's like no matter if it's the girls team or the boys team, they're always going to be together cheering you on.
Again, I can't really choose one thing that I will say I miss the most because it's just a culmination of everything. From the tough days of practice, from seeing my friends, and seeing the coaches, and having all the fun we have, from using the Normatex to lifting weights. I'll just miss it all. Can't really, you kind of just want to soak up the entire experience and have a positive just outlook on, you know, the entire Hebron track in general. And man, the entire program is just incredible, and I'm just gonna miss Hebron track in general.
Just a team. I mean, running by itself sucks already. So like just like having like maybe just at least one person to run with, or like, you know, someone there just to push you whenever it gets like crappy. It just the most valuable thing, and I'll probably miss the most having that many kids on the team, and you know, it really sucks to just run by yourself. I've had it happen a lot.
I think I'm gonna miss. There's nothing else besides my teammates that I'm gonna miss more. I was only in cross country and track for I think it's a year, maybe a year, a little bit more. So I've made some pretty strong bonds and friendships over the year, and it was by far the greatest experience of my high high school career, even though I was playing soccer.
Probably the team aspect, being able to work out with my teammates and just have good times while just like stretching on a cool down. So
getting to see you guys every day, getting to train for however short the season is, going out there hours and hours on end, showing up for the meets really early in the morning. I'm going to miss all of it. Just being able to be a part of a program that is so bought in and really has been turned around in a couple years is an amazing feeling.
Of course I'll miss you guys, duh. No, but like, for real, I'm gonna miss the people the most. I feel like my track family was like the best part about even coming to school. Like, I don't even know what I would have done if I didn't run track.
It's definitely the people, because without the people, I don't think I would have like ever continued like doing it, I guess, like with the workouts and everything. Fun. What I'm gonna miss the most is probably just like what I said, the camaraderie and just being with each other so much, you know, at practice, before practice, at school, team dinners and meets and all that stuff, you know, just being around the guys and having fun is just, it was a great experience, and I'm probably miss that the most.
Definitely like early morning practices. I'm definitely gonna miss track meets, you know.
Your tips and guidance for the future athletes after you. For the future athletes, don't take anything for granted. You know, that's something you probably hear a lot, but when you become a senior and it's that time to graduate, put it your all every day so that you won't regret you not working out, if that makes sense, those days, to be the best person, best athlete.
I would just say, like, you know, enjoy the moments, but also, like, you know, remind yourself of what you're there to do, and, like, you know, put your best effort into everything you do. Because, like, I know that sounds kind of like cliche, but at the same time, you know, when you really think about it, you're the only one that's going to be able to tell yourself if you're doing your best. Because, like, no one else is going to, you know, be able to say, like, oh, you're not giving your best or whatever. Like, you're the one who truly knows if you're giving your best every single day and doing everything you can to be your best. And so just take that, you know, sometimes be hard on yourself, and, like, you know, it's okay to be, like, disappointed as long as you know you're going to take steps to fix it.
You put your heart into the sport, because if you have a passion for it, you're going to do no matter what it takes just to accomplish that goal that you have in mind.
Be a leader. We want a team full of leaders, okay? You're as strong as your weakest link. If somebody ain't doing what they're supposed to do, you need to put them in check. But I really want y'all to come back harder next year, because you see how all of this was snatched from us so quick? Run like it's your last time every time, okay? Everybody has a voice on the team. Y'all are one, and just everybody needs to be a leader in some way.
I would say just stay consistent. That's the one thing people screw up the most. They always dismiss it. It just, they like, oh, I'll run one day, but then the next day, like, you know what, I'll take it off. You just have to run. Like, there's no cheating it. I mean, unless you're Jerry. He's like, you know, he's he just comes in, but you know, you gotta put in the work, or else it's just, you know, your performance is just gonna go out of the way, and it's just gonna be just useless at the end of the day.
Just be patient. You don't have to hammer every run. You don't have to hammer every workout. It's just put in the time, and you'll see consistent growth.
to never settle, I would say always look for more. Let's say if you PR in a race, don't think that you're the best and you're just gonna stay there. Just always look for more.
Appreciate every second. It sounds cliche, but when you look back, it's just gonna be a blip, and you want to not take anything for granted. I wish I could go back a couple years and tell myself that I was only gonna have so much in one season, or really over the past couple years of doing track. It's over. That's it.
Always be a leader. Be the first person to speak up. Be the first person to do something, because once you do it, other people will do it, and that's how you make a team. I know a lot of the seniors were the spokesmen last year, but now you guys have to speak up, and you guys have to do our job.
Just always try your best
and by best, like the best that you can do. Don't try and live up to someone's expectations, like, because the coaches aren't going to be expecting. They're going to expect you to do the best that you can do.
Write down your goals. My mom has said this, coaches have told me this, teachers have told me this, like, write down your goals because it helps. And I don't know what happened this year, like something just clicked and I actually took action, but like it helped me so much, like it really did. It's so great to do because it gives you something to look back at in case, you know, you want to look back at them.
Some tips is definitely listen to the coaches because they went to the college level, they've raced at the college level, or they competed somehow at the college level. And they've definitely sent some really good fast people to that college level.
Any tips and guidance for future athletes? Just to never take any day for granted. My 4 years here at track flew by, it seems like, and one advice I could give is just to embrace every moment, you know, every practice, every meet, every chance you get to just have fun, just to embrace it and make the most of it because, you know, you're not going to have that many experiences in life, and high school is just going to fly by. So just never take any of those days for granted, for sure.
Don't reminisce on the past. You can't change your past. You can't change a bad workout. You can't change a bad race. It happened, but you can change the future. If you don't like how the past has been, you know, you can definitely change what your future looks like.
So, lastly, I want to say thank you, Coach Pyron, Coach Capo, Coach Sokup. You guys have been such a blessing, and I'm very honored to be a part of the track team and just build all these memories and, you know, joke around and like ask for tips and you guys being patient with me. So I just want to thank you guys for taking the time to train me, and I don't know what I would do without you guys.
I just wanted to say thank you to all the teammates that I've had, past and present. You know, guys are doing great and stuff in college, and those younger teammates really appreciate y'all so much. Y'all really make my day every day. I look forward to track every single day just to see everybody.
I would like to thank, first of all, Coach Capo, the man himself. Very important character in my running career so far. He's done a lot, and I literally couldn't thank him enough for what he's done. Also, Coach Sogup for teaching me how to jump a hurdle correctly. I really appreciate it. My parents, very important as well. They paid for my shoes. And my teammates, of course. I cannot forget my teammates. I cannot forget y'all. Y'all have been there even when this whole pandemic, I don't even know, thing got screwed over. And, I mean, y'all have been there. We've done runs outside of school, and, like, y'all have made the most out of it, and I appreciate it.
Coach Capo, thank you for being, like, the best. Yes. I don't know. It's hard to, like, put it into words. I just love you guys. Coach Pyron, but you took me in from a mediocre program, and you showed me, like, how elite I can be. All of you did. Coach Capo, you did too. Coach Sokup, you was like the mama bear of the team.
All my teammates, first and foremost, for being there for me around. I want to thank my coaches, Coach Pyron, Coach Capo, Coach Sokup, and Coach Mallard, all for just being some of the greatest people I've ever been able to be around. I want to thank my parents for allowing me to quit soccer so I could invest all my time and all my energy into this sport that's given me so much.
I love y'all very much. I really hope we stay in touch. I really hope you do. Reach out to me, please. I'll reach out to you. I want to be updated. I want to just be involved as much as I can.
So I also want to say thank you to, you know, all the parents that really made it possible to compete. And, I mean, you guys do a lot for this program, and I really appreciate that. I mean, every single week we'd have, you know, pasta dinners. I actually really enjoyed it because I knew every week I'd be getting together with my team. You know, the night before we'd be getting ready for the race. And then, so obviously coaches, like, I definitely would not be here where I am without y'all. I think y'all have done a fantastic job. And I think y'all continue to do a fantastic job, with these next groups that are coming through. I do have a lot of hope for the future of this team and this program because, you guys have the tools. And so with y'all's coaching and, the athletes that y'all have, I think you guys have really big things in your future. And then my family, like, I really appreciate everything y'all do for me. Like, everyone, y'all are super supportive. My mom, my dad, they're always there for me. If I have a bad race, they'll talk me through it afterwards. And then my siblings and my brothers, it was fun this year having them on the team as well. It made it really enjoyable, and it was cool watching them and stuff. And then lastly, my teammates, you guys are the best team in the world. I wouldn't trade y'all for anything. I definitely have a lot of memories with a lot of y'all, and you guys make going every single day, waking up early, practicing, that kind of thing. You guys are the ones that make that enjoyable, and without y'all, I honestly probably wouldn't be doing this sport.
I want to say thank you to everybody that helped in the track program, whether you were a booster parent or you helped set up for the meets. Huge thanks to you guys. Without it, we couldn't have had a track season. I know you guys worked your butt off. Soak up. I can't say thank you enough for how positive you always were. No matter what the situation was, you always tried to keep a level head and get everybody amped up. I know I didn't get to spend a ton of time with you, but I really appreciate that everything you've done for us. Coach Capeau, everything that you've brought into the program shows. I can see how passionate you are, and I just know that you've helped inspire everybody, no matter what the situation was, and that everything you've done is for us, really. And I can't say thank you enough. Coach Pyron, thank you for everything. Over the past couple years, since my first time running, you've done your best to shape me into not only the fastest version of myself, but somebody that will work hard no matter what, somebody that won't just give up.
Hey, thank you. I had a great time being a part of the Hebron track program. I can't believe that it's actually over, and I'm gonna miss you guys, and I'll come back in to visit.
First, I want to thank God for just blessing me with all you beautiful people. I love y'all so much. And just, giving me the ability to run, Most people don't have this kind of ability. I want to say thank you to my mom, my #1 supporter. Go you. You've been with me through it all. And I just want to say thank you, and I love you so much. And then to the parents and coaches, thank you so much for everything that you do for us. I know we don't see a lot of things that you do, but thank you for everything that you do and the amount of effort you put into making this program what it is today. It's awesome. Y'all are awesome.
Say thank you to my parents, especially because I know it was a really hard transition to go from swimming when you never run to a sport like track where you're conditioning every time with your feet. And I know it was definitely hard because I came off a really good season to where I abruptly said I want to do track. I just want to say thank you to Coach Capeau, Coach Paran, and Coach Soka for having me on your team and for with all the questions I had about form, for keeping your patience with me. Thank you, Hebron Track, for being so welcoming for that transition. And I know you guys will do great next year. Hopefully it won't get canceled early. So I know you guys will do great.
And then I just want to say thanks to all my teammates who supported me this year and my years in the past in the program, and as well as Coach Capeau and Coach Pyron and Coach Sokop and all the other track coaches I've had here. Y'all have been really instrumental in my life, just giving me life advice and helping me on and off the track to be a better student and a better athlete. So thank you to you guys, and excited to see what the future athletes at Hebron are going to do, and the athletes that are already here. Y'all have big things ahead of you, and I'm just excited to see what y'all do.
All my coaches that I've had, every coach, every head coach, every assistant coach, trainers, I want to thank the booster club, the athletic directors, the principals, everyone that has been a part of Hebron Track and that has contributed. I just want to say thank you. Like, you're such a blessing, and a special thank you to Coach Capeau. He's made such an impact in Hebron cross country and track. And I want to say, Coach Book, thank you for waking up every morning and, you know, coming to practice and cheering us on and giving us something to look forward to. My girls team, you know, like, I'm gonna miss y'all so much, and I'm going to come back like as much as I can, because you guys are my family.
My thank yous, I'm saying thank you to the coaches, to the people I've met throughout, you know, my entire years at Hebron, people that changed me to the man I am today. So I say thank you to them, thank you to the coaches, obviously.
Just thank you to all the coaches and my parents for taking me to practice and meets. Just everything that y'all have made me into a better runner and a better person.
So, thank you, Hebron Track.
Bye. I'm out of here. I love you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, see ya.
Catch you on the flip side.